All right, team. It's your boy, the Canologist. I'm back, and we're going to be doing remove linked list elements. Give in the head of a linked list and an integer val. Remove all the nodes of the linked list that has node.val equal val. Return the new head. Okay. This one is, I think, relatively straightforward. So what are the constraints? That's the thing. You can have 0 nodes, right? So right here, this tells me if head.val, or if head equals and I'm just going to run that. So I want to get as many test cases passed off of base case as I can. So you see that? This is one of the 2 test cases, so this should run. Do I have to go .val? Okay, if head.val is equal to none, yeah, so if head is none, there's going to be no head.val. So if head equals none, okay, second is given the head of a linked list integer val. The next thing I would do is I have to traverse through. Whenever you use a linked list and you don't know the length, or you don't know how many iterations, you want to use a while loop. It's going to go while head is not equal none. So while the head is not equal to none, I'm going to call this temp. I'm going to return the head node. While head is not none, return head. While temp is not none. I'm going to use 2 pointers. Okay, so I could go this. What the hell? Okay, I could delete this. Call this PTR2. Let's go to the whiteboard. Let's explain what I'm trying to do here. delete. So currently this is the linked list. No. Right, so I'm going to create 2 pointers, checking this, and then there's the head pointer. Head. This is 1, this is 2. I'm going to get 2 to go to the next one. If it finds the next one here, so if I get to here, so let's say X, if PTR2 is this, I want PTR1 to come here. And then PTR2 is going to keep going until it hits another one. Then I'm going to make PTR1's head.next this one, and continue with PTR2. So PTR2, well, temp if so PTR1, so while PTR2, so I'm gonna go 1, we know this is gonna be 6, so I want 1 to be this. PTR2 goes dot next. Let's take that out. ptr2.next equals val return the new head, which means the current head could also be the value that you have to remove. So that's something that we have to keep track of. So if ptr2 equals the value, or I'm thinking, I know how to do this, it's just that it's going to take time. So ptr2 is equal to the value, or ptr.next is equal to the value. ptr2 is equal to ptr First, I could find the head node. So what I'll do first is basically I create a while loop. Let's say it's all 7s and then it's here. So head equals head dot next, 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 right? All these are 7s till it hits the first one, right? So basically what I'm saying is I just find the first node that's not the value. That way I automatically remove these. Then I go to ptr2, it's value, then it goes next dot next. And then I'll continue otherwise. If it's not, then ptr 1 dot next equals ptr2, and then so for example, if it's 7, 7, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be next, next. It's gonna go to 8, and then ptr1 that's already here will then be, so this dot next value will be ptr2. Then it continues, figures out where to put ptr2, and at the same time, so we started a head node that's not the value. Then we place 2 pointers at the new head node, and then we figure out where to put, where to adjust for pointer 1. So let's try that. Don't tell me it's an infinite loop. Don't do this to me. Time limit exceeded, okay. Val 6. Return head, that's the issue. That way if it doesn't hit this condition, it just returns none. Let's try that. Then I have the pointer to head. Pointer 2 is not equal to none. If the pointer 2's value is equal to val, or pointer 2 next dot val is equal to val, let's try that. We start the 2 pointers at the same spot, and then I use pointer 2 to figure out whether it is if pointer 2 dot next dot val equals val, pointer 2 dot next dot next. So I get to pointer 2, pointer 1's here, pointer 2 dot next dot val 6, pointer 2 equals pointer 2 dot next, so it goes here, continue. So it's going to keep going until it hits 3, boom, or 5, 7, it's going to go, it's not even a start, it's just going to return none. So this looks to be correct. What is going on? Yeah, node value has to be 1 to 50. 0 to 50 value. While pointer 2 is not equal to none dot next. Let's try that. There we go. Let's try that. Pointer 2 dot next, pointer 1. remove the linked list elements that, given the head of linked list integer, remove all the nodes of linked list that have node val equals val. So head val equals val, head equals none, and head is not equal to none, head equals head dot next. Okay, if head is equal to 1 at the end, return none. Otherwise, make that the start. Okay, so now that we're starting at a node that's good, now we go pointer 1 dot next is not equal to none. Pointer 2 dot next dot val equals val. If the pointer 2's value, the next one, is equal to val, then pointer 2 is equal to pointer 2 dot next. Continue. Pointer 2 dot next dot val, is that equal to it? No. Continue. Then until we find one that's not. So let's say 3. Right? So pointer 2 dot next dot val oh, we have to keep incrementing either way. PGR2. So basically PTR2, we started a fresh node. If the pointer is equal to the value, if it's equal to the value, pointer 2 is equal to, so let's say we hit 6, so we go to the next one. So if the value is 6, pointer 2 dot next is 6, right? Pointer 2 I'm messing something up severely. I don't know what it is. So pointer 2 dot next. Okay, so if pointer 2 dot next is not equal to none, we keep going. So let's say we're at 2. Okay. If pointer2.next.val equals val, pointer2.next. Oh, that's why it's an infinite loop, because I'm just iterating it on pointer2. And it continues doing this. Pointer2.next is equal to pointer2.next.next. Continue. So I could go if pointer2.val is equal to that, pointer2.next is equal to pointer2.next.next. So let's delete this part first. I just want to iterate through the whole thing. So if I want to iterate through the whole thing, so I go 2, let's say it's a perfect scenario. Pointer1.next equals pointer. So pointer2 is equal to pointer2.next. And then pointer1 is equal to pointer2. So well, let's say we're at 2, pointer2 is equal to pointer2.next. Here, pointer1 is also equal to here. Next, here, here, next, here, here, next, here, here, next, here, here, until pointer2 is equal to none. Then we return the head node. So now, if there's a case where the value is something we want to get rid of, so for example, this, number 6. If pointer2.next dot value equals value pointer2.next equals value pointer2.next pointer2.next.next, and then continue. pointer 1 equals pointer 2 if it's not equal to the value, and then pointer 2 equals pointer 2 dot next. And we evaluate if pointer 2 dot next, pointer 2 dot next equals pointer 2 dot next, continue, boom, 2 dot next. Okay, let's continue. Head dot val. Okay. What's going on? Okay, we're at 42 minutes, so I just want to figure out the thing. I could spend a bunch of time doing this, but is it worth it? No, because I could just learn it quickly and then apply it to the next. We can't spend 5 hours on an algorithms problem. And anyone that tells you to do so is wasting your time. I'm not going to tell you to do that. So I'm saying, like, if we can't solve it quickly, then let's just take the approach of curving or figuring out our issues. We need quick feedback. Solve the problem. Well, PTR and PTR dot next. So yeah, head and head dot val. Head equals head dot next. So I had that originally. So if I go back here, so head dot val and head's not equal to none. So head dot val is equal to val and head let's try that. Okay, so now it goes to the other thing. So this part is good from mine. Now we get pointer is equal to the head. And then I pretty much have this. So if it's like pointer 2, So instead of saying not equals none, they just go this, well, ptr and ptr2.next. So that's basically saying if the current value of the next value is not equal to none. And then if pointer dot value is equal to the val dot next is equal to the val, so what I have, pointer 2 equals dot next dot next. Pointer 2 dot next. I could continue it, but let's see. Maybe I didn't even need the first one. Let's try that. Oh, the reason why it's not doing that is because this is the if condition equals val. Otherwise, pointer 2 why head dot val equals val and head equals head dot next is an indentation issue. Non-type has no object. Let me try this. Oh, because it's resolving this condition first, maybe. That's possible. Let's try that. So stupid, bro. This is so fucking stupid, bro. It's just the order of operations that ruins the entire question and then throws off your line of thinking. So it's like, okay, I had these conditions. They're both in an AND, but since the way Python works is it resolves the left side of the AND, right? So if head.val is equal to val, it's going to resolve this first, and then it won't check the head.none after. This checks the head if it's the value of none first. Like, so for example, even if I do this, this is to prove my theory, and my theory is correct. So you see how I had this exact fucking line swapped? It's because it's looking, if it's already a none value, you can't perform this, right? Even though it's an and together, it doesn't check both. It checks the left, then the right side of your conditional. So anyone watching this is some extreme value for you to take away. The order of the sequence of what you're checking in your conditional matters, right? Because if you have a none value in your head for your first linked list node, it's going to be like none.val. That doesn't exist. I can't resolve it. So you have to put head equals none, or if you have to check for head first and then also check for head.val, then you can do that, because now it'll resolve this condition and then go head equals head.next. Do you see what I'm saying? Otherwise it's going to throw an error for this head.val, because none doesn't have a .val. It only works on that object. So if you go to the next one, ptr2.head, we're starting at a head node that has a value. So for example, let's say it's 666, right? So we start by this. The whole point of this code up here is to start at this 3. Get rid of all the elements. Let's see. Okay, so let me just do it on the whiteboard so no one gets confused, because I know people are gonna get confused if I fucking explain it. I have to show a visual. So for example, I got this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's put n for null. These are the dot next pointers for each object. Let's say it's 6, 6, 6, 3, 4, 5, right? And let's say our val equals 6. So we're here, right? If we go by this code, while head is equal to thing and head.val equals val, head equals head.next. So head exists, it's 6. Head.val equals 6 equals val, 6. So we go head.next. Also 6, head.next. Till we hit 3. Bingo. This is where we now break out of this condition. And for example, I put head, if head equals none, return none. Right, so if for some reason we get in here, so I put head and thing. So technically this is supposed to be head not equal to none. If it is, this also doesn't resolve the condition. So I have this backup check. Let's say if it's an empty list, there's nothing in here, then I just return none as it is. Okay, so if we're in the other case up top, and we finally make it to this 3, bingo. This 3 is where we begin the question. Now we get to this pointer. So pointer 2 and pointer 2.next. So this basically just says if the pointer is null or pointer.next equals null, we're done. Okay. The reason we do that is because look at this value. So if pointer 2, so now we know for sure we're starting at a good value. Now we're going to check the next value. So we're at 3. We want to check if it's going to be 4 or 6. So, or something else. Right? Is it going to be the value 6 and we have to skip it, or is it going to be something else? So ptr2.next.val, if it equals to that, ptr.2.next is equal to .next.next. Right? We're going to skip it. So if, let's say we get to 2, right? The .next value is 6, so we're going to go .next.next. So now we get to 3. Right, and then ptr2 is that's only if the value is .next. And then ptr2 is going to be, what's it called? Otherwise it's just going to increment the pointer. So let's say it's going to be 2, so it's 1 .next. It's going to be the 6. Okay, cool. .next. .next. So now it's 3, then it goes this .next. Now we go again. .4, okay, nothing. Now it's the next. 6 .next. But now it breaks this condition. We get out past the head node where we had our first good node, number 3, and we're good to go. So when we run the code, we get it. This motherfucking, I'm so mad at this shit. This is the stuff that cheeses me, but this is like the classical syntax, right? Syntax is so important because you have to understand what you're doing first. Even though it seems like something might be correct, even though it's written almost identical to what you have in the proper solution, it might not be the right way to do it. Because order of operations, because of other things. So knowing the syntax of the language really helps you. And like doing more of these questions gets you into the nitty gritty of the syntax. Right now you learned this extra little trick as to why this didn't work. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Wait, I didn't submit it yet. It's most likely gonna pass. What? Expected 1-1, output 1-2-1. Okay, So if I got 1, I'm good. Pointer.next value. Okay, pointer.next. Pointer 2. Okay. So output is 1, 2, 1. So what's happening here? It's going next is the value. So it's going. This is going to be next here. PTR equals val or .next equals val. PTR2 now I gotta create a second while loop. So it's pretty much while. PTR dot val PTR dot next dot val equals val. Or I could just keep it as if ptr.next.val equals val ptr no, it's gotta be another while loop. It's gotta go as many times until it's while ptr This is why I had 2 pointers. Temp equals ptr2 while ptr.next ptr.next equals ptr dot Yeah, so while ptr.next.value equals value, continue. So ptr, I'm just gonna go equals ptr2.next, yes. ptr2 equals ptr2 dot next ptr2 equals ptr2 dot next while it equals the value, or if it's equal to value that, otherwise temp, it's not the value, so if the current one is the value or the next value is the value, ptr2 equals ptr2 dot next, doesn't matter what. And then let's continue. Then I'm going to say if it's not temp, this is why I had the first one in the first place. So ptr1 head so ptr2, I'm taking way too long in this question, but I need to make sure I get it. This is the perfectionist thing. It keeps like ruining my thought process. I'm already past an hour. I'm like so committed to it. I want to solve it without using resources, but like now I'm getting rabbit holed. ptr2 ptr2.next ptr2.val or ptr2.next.val equals val, ptr2.next continue. Same thing until I hit a value that's not where it's supposed to, and then I go ptr1 dot next equals ptr2. Yeah, ptr1 dot next equals ptr2. So if it's the head node and I have a shit node, so it's like head nodes here, so one ptr1 dot next equals ptr2. Okay, cool. ptr2 dot next, this continue, this 3, So now I go 3 ptr2 equals ptr2 next, boom, 4 continue until a thing. So let's try that. Next. Let's try that. This is the solution that worked. Let's get rid of the continue. I think I'm just getting tired. Well, we'll take a break before the next one. p.next.val, okay, equals the value, yes. There we go, so temp equals ptr2. Temp.next.val. And then I'm going to go ptr2.next equals temp. That should do it. Because basically, if I have 1221 and I go .next, it's going to end off at that. So I'm going to make temp equal to ptr2, where we know is good. Right? If the .next val is val, so I want to go .next, until I hit something that's not val. So while temp .next .val I'll just use ChatGPT to correct that. So basically, that's my logic, which is correct. By iterating through it, however, if the small is a revised code. Okay, so let's go to the while loop, temp and temp val. Temp equals temp.next. No, what the fuck? I closed it. I hope I didn't lose the progress I created. Yo, I'm actually crying right now. Where the fuck is where's my item? Oh, remove linked list elements. This should be fucking simple, but like it's just the syntax is like messing me up. Okay, so temp.next. While temp is not none and temp.val equals val, temp equals pointer2.next. Oh, it should be temp.next, that's why. Temp.val equals val. Temp equals temp.next. It's going to keep doing that until we hit a non-val or none. In which case, pointer2.next goes straight to that value. You see what I'm saying? And otherwise, pointer2.next, pointer2 is equal to pointer2.next. Yeah, what's wrong with this? The hell is wrong with this? Okay, else. Yeah, else. Okay, so we'll go else. We don't want to do two things at once. Let's try that. Come on. Why? Why? You need to use a while loop in here. pointer2.next equals temp. Let's go to here. Where is it? Oh, temp equals pointer2. We already know pointer2 is good. That should fix it. Okay, so this ChatGPT answer was wrong initially, so that's why I had to add the while loop, because it only looked at the if condition of going next, but it didn't consider the possibility of when you have repeat elements and then you have to go to the next one. So you have to use a while loop in there to keep going through the next element until it hits a clean one, and then you take pointer2 and then make the next element that clean one, which is what I do here. Let's say we have 1 2 2 1, right? So now it's gonna go 2 2 1. Okay, now we break out this while loop. Pointer2.next is equal to temp, which is 1, because it's gonna keep going until as long as it hits the target value. So if that target value is 2, it's gonna go 2 2 2 2 3. Okay, now it breaks out of the while loop. Boom, pointer2 goes to here. There we go, beat 63.02% of the other people that tried this. So the other thing was, I was also iterating here. You have to put else. So it only does one or the other. If you put this here, it could end up putting pointer2 on another repeat node, throwing off this. So yeah, you either want to be iterating normally if it's a regular situation, or you want to follow this, which is going to do the same thing but skip all the repeat elements that you're targeting. Alright, so if you like that video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, add your comments below, and yeah, I'm learning along with you guys, so let's get good on this journey together. And with that, the Knologist is out.